There's some low blows from Lauren Boebert lately. Let me escort you as we cruise through the headlines. And before you get in over your head, folks, she was not evicted. She wants to make that perfectly clear. The landlord just refused to renew the lease. Here you can see a delivery driver bringing a bunch more excuses to Lauren Boebert for the January 6th Republican treasonous insurrection. Why is she not in prison yet? Like, seriously. But then again, why isn't her husband Jason? Looking for some crazy cuisine? Some sociopathic sustenance? This diner for the domestic terrorists is no more. Seriously, the whole shtick was basically Hooters, but the girls get to pack heat while they take your order because, God forbid you complain about not getting your ketchup. Oh, that's weird. The return of the mysterious Kofivi! So basically the new owners said you can put up or shut up. Buy the building if you want to stay. Lauren Boebert apparently couldn't get enough campaign donations raised to do that, nor could she get her husband's oil company cronies to foot the bill. She wants to make it very clear. The lease is not being renewed. She's not being evicted. It's a big difference. Lauren and her husband will heroically attempt to maintain the Shooters brand and open somewhere else. Lauren, I'm a marketing guy. Get your brand on with Josh Brandon. Let me help. It's all about location, location, location. And I understand that Shooters was right next to your campaign office, whose lease is also in jeopardy. But maybe you should try taking Shooters, your restaurant, and instead of trying to make it a whole restaurant, shrink it down a little bit and try to partner with another entertainment venue, like a bowling alley. You should totally put it in a bowling alley. I know, your husband's used to taking it out in a bowling alley, but it's just an idea. Speaking of ideas, our petty princess, she's got some pretty little mugshots, and she talks about them in her new book. You can search the headline. I'll long story short it for you. She didn't take responsibility for a damn bit of it, blamed everybody else, told lies, and everyone else's story is completely different than hers. Which brings me to Lauren Boebert also says in her new book that her husband was the real victim when he pulled his woo-woo out in front of underage children at a bowling alley. Which is kind of like Trump saying, "What do you mean? I'm the victim here. Smell my tiny hands." That was a little too much, even for me. The story goes on, and it involves her stepfather. Yeah, me too. It's this last part that's ripped right out of the Republican playbook. So who does Lauren blame for her 24-year-old husband pulling it out in front of her stepfather and little girls at a bowling alley in public? The female bartender he assaulted.